Hey, what's up everyone? Basil, the White Dragon Masters. I'm here at the City Walk. I got a chance to be on the stage and just give a quick tour around. I'm sure they've seen it, but look around. I'm at the AMC theaters here at the cinemas. Yeah. So Memorial Day weekend, 2016. I have a review. It's pretty dead today just because it's surprisingly it's a Friday. It's a Friday night. It's not supposed to be dead. A lot of the stuff is going on up there in the clubs. But here I am outside the theater in the cinemas at City Walk with my buddies. Here I am. So review I have today is for Alice Through the Looking Glass. So pretty much the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. So Alice in Wonderland Part 2 or Alice Through the Looking Glass. If you guys want to escape the realities and, the reality of life, the toughness of life, and just escape into fantasy, this is a great movie to watch. Let me rate it first. 8 out of 10. A complete U-turn from what I saw years ago when the very first Alice in Wonderland came out. The very first Alice in Wonderland was a 5 out of 10. It was really bad compared to the Disney cartoon that I grew up watching, because the Disney cartoon that I grew up watching was phenomenal. Disney's always been phenomenal with their cartoons, at least the ones that came out in the 80s and in the 90s. I mean, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, I can go on and on. I grew up with all of that. So when you watch something like this, and then when you watch the original Alice in Wonderland, it came years ago, it was not even nowhere near its shoe. This one, surprisingly, had a great storyline. Definitely a great storyline. And the fantasy concept, most critics don't give a good judgment when it comes to fantasy movies because they forget that it's a fantasy and it's not a reality. So, according to a fantasy if you look at it from a fantasy standpoint, it's definitely a good 8 out of 10. Let's start off with the actual special effects. Phenomenal. Great. They added a Sacha Baron Cohen, who played the role of the time. But when you look at the special effects, they can only do so much. What sells it is the actual characters, and the characters and their acting performances. I have to say the acting performances in this movie were phenomenal. The best performance by far. I think she's one of the greatest actresses I've ever seen, and that's Helena Bonham Carter. She deserves all the credit in this movie, who played the actual Queen of Hearts, the one with the big head. Phenomenal actress. I mean, she's been working forever. Great, very, very precise, lives the character, and I think she practically ate Anne Hathaway in the acting. Phenomenal job. She actually made her look like she was an inferior actress compared to her. So Helena Bonham Carter was much more ahead of Anne Hathaway. And of course Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is the Mad Hatter. You can't beat his acting. I mean, if he's in the movie, it's great. Sacha Baron Cohen, he was alright. Goofy, silly. But if I have to give credit to anybody to make this movie what it is today, and to make it alive, it's Helena Bonham Carter, her acting. And, of course, Johnny Depp. Other than that, Alice herself, I always found her to be a little bit weak. I think that they should have always taken somebody a little bit younger. This actress, Mia Wasikowska or something, I don't know her last name, but she's a little bit older looking, and Alice, to me, from the Disney cartoon that I see and how I want it depicted, should be a girl, a lot younger. So that's where the casting had a bit of a problem, in my opinion. But overall, phenomenal job, phenomenal story, great acting by some of these people. And 8 out of 10, guys. Check it out. Alice in the Looking Glass. Basil the White Dragon Masters out. Happy Memorial Day weekend, guys. Hey!